So it's Sunday, and it is time for my mental health vlog. The first thing I want to say is, if it applies, happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day. Father's Day has been interesting this week. First, I got to spend Father's Day with my son, which I haven't been able to do for a couple of years, because it falls on a Sunday. And it's been very nice having him with me on this trip. This trip has been a hard one, and I am dealing with a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings. My dad and I have not had a great relationship. There have been times in my life where it's been okay, but never great. Anyone that knows my dad knows he's kind of an asshole, and unfortunately, with the good qualities he does have, they are heavily outweighed by the negative, which are heavily exacerbated by alcohol. And the other evening, so my boyfriend and my son and I we're staying with my parents at their house, and we were spending a lot of time over at my sister's house. And we were all over here for dinner. We had some friends that drove in, just to say hi. So a lot of us were here together at the house on a Friday. And Friday night, I don't know what started it. I believe it had to do with the topic of Juneteenth. My father made some comments using derogatory slurs that were not only racist, which, let's be honest, is nothing new with my dad, but also homophobic. When his son and his son's boyfriend and a good family friend in the house are all gay. And he said these things while sitting on the couch right next to my son. I was in the kitchen when these things were said. All I heard was my sister yelling at him, basically throwing him out. And my only focus was getting my son out of that living room situation, made him a plate of food. I'm like, here, just come eat. It wasn't until Mama had to drag Daddy out of the house that I heard what was said. And then my son said, he was disrespecting you. He was disrespecting your boyfriend. He was disrespecting Daddy. And then my son's like, I don't want to stay with Grandma and Grandpa anymore. I was so angry. That he had said such horrible things in front of my son. And my son immediately associated them with me. Mom took him back to the house. Shortly thereafter, my boyfriend and I hopped in the car and headed back over there to pack up all of our stuff. On the way over, my sister called me saying that Mama had dropped him off and come back. So when we got to the house, it would just be Daddy. We pulled up, and there he is at the bar making himself another drink. We walked in. He had no idea what was going on. He's just like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, we're just here to get some stuff. I had a million things in my head that I wanted to say. A million things in my head that I've been holding on to for years that I wanted to say. But when we got about 3 minutes away from the house, I'm like, I just want to focus on packing stuff up because nothing that I say to him is going to get through. And tomorrow, he's just going to feel like the victim. Mama has stuck with Daddy through a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Most people that know my parents are surprised that my parents are still together, my sister and I included. Something's different this time. I don't foresee her not making changes that she needs to make in her life where he's involved. So I have a lot of things going on in my head right now. One of the things that's top of mind is how often I catch myself doing something or saying something that my daddy would have said or done. And how horrible my grandfather was, his father, and how much my daddy always complained about how much he didn't like his father. But I see he's turned out to be just like him. And I'm so scared that I'm going to turn into him. The fleeting thought of my son ever feeling about me like I feel about my dad just kills me. So I have to make damn sure that I am aware of my behavior and my actions. Yesterday, we didn't see or hear from him, nor did we expect to. I asked Mama if she had told him what happened, because sober Daddy doesn't always remember what drunk Daddy did. And she didn't tell him anything. And then this morning, I guess they had a conversation, and Daddy was blaming us. My kids are dead to me. I don't have any kids. And then my sister and I both got a text that said, "Happy No Father's Day," from him, which was about as passive-aggressive as you can get. My sister and I decided to block him on Facebook and on our phones. He has made his decision. He has made his choice. And part of us, we feel like we're mourning a death that hasn't happened yet. But I know for certain my son will never see him again. I'm not sure if I want to ever see him again. I don't think I do. I feel like I've given him so many chances. And there are times when we were starting to build a pretty good relationship. But it always, same thing every time. So, part of growing and self-care is cutting toxic people out of your life, which is so much easier said than done. Part of me still worries about him. Where's he gonna go? What's he gonna do? Who does he have left? He doesn't have anybody left. He has ostracized everyone that tried to love him. And all we can think of is he hates himself so much that he feels he's just not worthy of love, that he has to be mean and hateful to everyone around him. Mom and Daddy have had fights before, a lot, and this time just felt different. It feels different, like there's no going back from some of the things he said. And the thing is, I wish that my parents had separated years ago. I really do. Because I would have loved to have seen what my mother could have accomplished without having to drag the dead weight along and walk on eggshells constantly. She's such a smart woman. She's such a powerful woman. She's such a strong woman. She's such a patient woman. I just would have loved to see what she would have been. And I can't wait to see what she will be without the burden of having to babysit and be responsible for him and walk on eggshells around him. So I definitely have a lot for my to unpack with my therapist in our next meeting. I thought about reaching out to her, and I'm like, no, I just want to get through this vacation with my son, and I want to enjoy it. And I want to get to Disney, and I want to have a great time, and I want to make some really happy memories. I know it's all going to be better in the long run. I have other concerns, but I don't want to vocalize them on this platform. I will say that my grandfather shot himself when Grandma was no longer able to take care of him the way that he was accustomed to. So there's a level of concern there. But I don't know. Anyway, there's been a lot of good stuff on this trip. I've really enjoyed going to the beach with my son. He had so much fun. He's had so much fun in the pool. My brother-in-law and my son have just gotten along so well, and they're honestly just fun. My son got to ride in a Jeep, and his hair went crazy everywhere, and we've had a lot of great pool time and just a lot of great family time and a lot of great family bonding memory time that I hope he will remember the positive from this trip and not the negative. So that's my goal. Anyway, happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth, happy Gay Pride Month. Reach out to your friends, make sure they're doing okay. Reach out to your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. And check on yourself. It's okay to not be okay. I'm not okay right now, but that's okay. All right, I love you guys, and I will check in with y'all next weekend.